up to a nightmare they never imagined. Groceries that once cost $12 now hit $32. Rent that was $1,100 has exploded to $1,900. A hospital stay can trap you in a $28,000 bill or an 83-year payment plan.
This is the last stage, late stage capitalism that I keep talking about to you guys. And some of you, it seems to me that you're still not accepting the reality that is happening. Some of us, we accepted this reality years ago. And this is how we've been able to make the moves that we've made. And now it's our turn, my turn, to let you know that this does not have to be a reality. It does not have to be a reality at all. You can navigate the system and win. Because at the end of the day, everybody's feeling it. Everybody's going through it. But you don't have to be a victim to the system. You need to understand the system so that you can win in the system. The whole purpose of me doing these videos is to instill in you that you shouldn't give up. Because other people are going to give up. Other people are like, you know what? I'm tapping out. I can't pay my rent. I can't do this. You can't be crying about it. There's a way out.
Meanwhile, the job market is so broken that people are applying to 2,000 to 3,000 jobs and hearing nothing back. Wages crawl up 4%, while the cost of simply being alive jumps 20%, 30%, even 40%. This isn't inflation. This is a system breaking in real time. And the middle class is getting crushed first. The most disturbing part of today's economy isn't a single crisis. It's the fact that basic arithmetic no longer works for the average American.
This is what I keep telling you. If you're still serving clients, home care clients that are on Medicare, that are in the middle class or even, at that level, you're going to struggle in 2026. 2025 is almost over, and we're in 2025, end of 2025. People are still acting as if we're in 2024. The game is not the same, guys. The game is not the same. You need to understand that the rules have changed, and you need to adjust with the times. The faster you adjust with the changing times, the better you'll be, the better positioned you'll be. Everybody else is still trying to fumble, trying to figure out what's going on, crying about it. You should be taking the action, looking and servicing wealthy clients. That's where the money is anyway. The rich are getting richer. So service the wealthy clients.
For decades, the system relied on a simple formula. Wages rise slowly, costs rise slowly, and the middle class survives somewhere in between. But that equation has shattered. Today, wages inch up 3 to 4%, while essential expenses climb 15 to 40% in the same period. That gap isn't theoretical. It's the exact reason millions are falling behind, even if they work full-time and budget with military precision.
It doesn't matter. But there are ways to navigate this, though. Especially if you still have a job, you're working full-time, or you know how to get some money. Even if it's not a whole lot of money, you can still navigate this game and win. There are ways you can win this game. I'm telling you right now. There are ways you can win this game.
Start with fixed necessities. The average rent increase over the last 3 years alone is more than $500 per month.
If you know the rent keeps going up, why are you still paying it? Why are you still paying the rent?
Creating a national rent burden where families routinely spend 40% to 60% of their income just to keep a roof over their heads. Utilities that once cost $120 are now $220 to $260, and car insurance premiums have risen nearly 20% year over year in some states.
The only thing that's unavoidable to pay is the car insurance. Listen, I keep saying this, and I've done a video about this already. If I had a job, let's say I was a nurse, even if it's not the best nursing gig and it's very stressful, or if I was a caregiver and I wasn't making too much money, what I would do is I'll get rid of my apartment. Get rid of the apartment, downsize my car, if I have a fancy car, downsize it to a van. Put a mattress in that van and live in that van for 6 months. Stack up my money and invest in my business, invest in myself. Take care of my body, take care of my health, and start branding my home care agency to target wealthy clients in the city that I'm trying to operate in. There's a way to navigate this. But doing things like everybody else is not the way to go. It's not.
Meanwhile, employer wages have barely moved, and in many industries, real earnings are actually falling after inflation adjustments. The math simply breaks. When everyday bills rise faster than income, no budget, no matter how disciplined, can close that gap. Then add the essentials that used to be manageable. The average grocery bill has jumped by more than 25% since 2020, with
Look, in this economy, no matter how bad things are, if you have an essential skill, people are always gonna pay. You're always gonna eat. For example, instead of you wasting hours, days, months, precious time applying to jobs that don't exist anymore, why not service the people that are currently, in the workforce? There are ways to navigate this. Let me give you an example. Here in Africa, there are ladies that go around construction sites looking for men that are in construction, guys that are building stuff. What they do is they cook for these guys. So instead of these guys going to spend money, a lot of money in the local restaurants on food, these ladies are cooking for these guys and offering them meals for half the price that their local restaurants are offering. So let's say the local restaurant is offering a meal, let's say McDonald's, for example. If a meal at McDonald's is 10 to 12 bucks, can you cook a meal for like $3 to $5 and offer it to guys on a construction site? But that requires you to be very creative. You know who's very creative with that? Immigrants. I was in New York, and I was blown away by how the immigrant community is surviving in New York City. New York City is extremely expensive, as you guys know. What I notice is when I try to buy fruit, because I'm trying to be healthy and everything, I went to a restaurant and I was it was a bodega. Bodega is like a corner store. These shops, physical location shops. I was trying to buy some fruit, and it was like a cup of fruit. It wasn't much fruit, right? Something I can get like for 50 cents here in Africa. The stores in New York were trying to charge me $10 for a cup of fruit. $10. Even like a Dwayne Reed, which is like a Walgreens or CVS version, called Dwayne Reed in New York. They will charge you $10 for a little cup of fruit. So what these immigrants are doing, the Spanish immigrants, I think they're probably Hondurans or Mexicans probably, they came up with a strategy where they're getting fruit from, maybe California in bulk. They put it into a small little warehouse over there in the Bronx. They prep it in the morning. They cut it up into little slices, looking all pretty and everything. And then they buy these plastic cups for cheap, maybe like 50-cent cups from the dollar store. And they put the fruit in there, wrap it up in plastic, and it looks really presentable, really, really nice. And they put it all this fruit into these carts, these laundry carts, these little carts, push carts that you can drag around. And then they go into the subway system and sell that fruit between $3 and $5. That's where I used to buy all my fruit. The entire time that I'm in New York City, I know if I need fruit, I'm buying it from the immigrants in the subway. The ladies that are pushing those carts in the subway, that's where I buy my fruit from. I'm not buying it from Dwayne Reed. I'm not buying it from the store, because the store is gonna charge me double. What I'm saying is this: there's so many creative ways to hustle in this new economy, but it doesn't mean it It doesn't stop by you operating like it was 2024, 2023. You got to completely change the way you think. You got to completely change it, or else you're going to struggle. But the immigrants, salute to the immigrants, man. Just study from the immigrants. They know what to do. They know exactly what they're doing. So another story. The Ghanaian community over there in the Bronx, they have their own restaurants. And in these restaurants, they serve so much food. If I need a lot of food that can last me, let's say 3 days, I know exactly which restaurant, Ghanaian restaurant I need to go to. And they'll give me a big plate like this one with jollof rice, with like a big piece of fish for like $9, $9. I could eat for 3 days because I don't need much. But if I was big, I would probably eat for 2 days. That's how much food I get for $8 to $9. But meanwhile, if I go to McDonald's trying to get me just one meal, soda, fries, and burger, $15. Hell no, I'm not doing that. I'm going to my Ghanaians. These are the people that are going to survive this economy. And you're going to make the same mindset shift in this new economy.
Basic staples doubling in price. Transportation, necessary for commuting, now demands monthly payments averaging $733 for new vehicles. Even childcare costs have exploded, reaching $10,000 to $17,000 per year in many urban areas.
Hey, this is why the people are making a lot of money in daycare services. So maybe people that are already still working and you know how to take care of kids, why don't you offer, babysitting services? Don't be too proud of that. Maybe offer it at a better price than some of these, daycare services that are in town. There are a bunch of daycare services that are run by, these big corporations or whatever, or these greedy people that are overcharging parents. Find out how much they charge. Make that a side gig. You know what I'm saying? But there's ways to navigate that. Start with the people that you know, like, and trust first. Then once you want to turn that into a business, that you can expand. But start with people that you know. Simple things like for the ladies, doing hair. Something as simple as doing hair. Because it's going to be so expensive for a lot of ladies to get their hair done. There are ladies that are spending $300, $150, $300 on hair. They're going to have to cut back. Can you offer $50 for simple hair braiding?
Every essential category that defines middle-class life has inflated beyond wage capacity. This is why the narrative of learn to budget better has collapsed. The math proved
learning how to budget better is not going to work. Learn how to earn better. Be a creative earner. How you earn money is by solving problems. Okay? That's how you do it. If you're a caregiver, if you're a nurse, you want to get into home care business, you are solving problems too. You are solving an essential problem. Okay? You're solving big problems that are much needed. Your services are essential. What I'm saying is focus on the wealthy clients. So that's where the money is. Everybody else is struggling. Everybody else is struggling right now. All right? If you're ready to work with the best, this means that you're ready to brand your home care business. You need to figure out a niche so you can earn what you deserve. So you can command the rates that you deserve. Schedule time. I'll put a link in the description of this video. Talk to you soon.